Many folks are talking about science-based targets, or SBTs. The Science-Based Target Initiative, or SBTi, is the leading organization related to corporate climate targets. The SBTi has acknowledged that the building sector has an important role to play when it comes to decarbonization. And so as a result, they've come out with sector-specific guidance for real estate. One of the cornerstones of the SBTi guidance for real estate is around user types. So the way that the target setting guidance is split up, or the criteria is split up, is based on roles, or what they call user types. An example would be an architect, a developer, an owner, lessor, or an operator. SBTi uses those roles to then define what emission sources are required versus those that are recommended for inclusion within a target boundary. Another key aspect of the SBTi guidance is that it focuses on the whole building, as opposed to separating out Scope 1, Scope 2, and Scope 3, or landlord-controlled areas from tenant areas. The SBTi says, take a full building approach. That's the way that you're going to set targets and to manage to emissions reductions. You're not going to manage to a fractional piece of a building for an emissions reduction. Embodied carbon is the carbon resulting from new construction or development activities, and operational carbon results from the energy use within a building. And so, as you can imagine, the climate impact of those is very different. Embodied carbon tends to spike, early on with the development of a new building, and then operational carbon will kind of be steady over the lifetime of the building. In part for that reason, in order to set a SBTi target, organizations will need to separate those emission sources and look at them differently and track them against different decarbonization pathways. At the end of the day, you'll kind of add those decarbonization pathways back together to set a portfolio-wide corporate target. This is consistent with the way that we offer carbon accounting services and that we support organizations in thinking about reduction planning, where sources of emissions are very different in terms of either the reduction activities you'd pursue or when the timeline of that climate impact. We want to disaggregate them and to treat them separately and in ways that are unique to those particular emission sources.